Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you're finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of December 2nd through the 8th, 2024. So let's dive into it. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Leo, you may be feeling like you're moving really, really quickly at this time, and perhaps you're starting to have some second thoughts, some cold feet, some concerns about the speed at which things are moving forward. You know, maybe in the past several months or weeks, you dove straight into taking on some sort of new project or relationship or changes, and your heart and soul guided you to really take this leap of faith, but now maybe your mind is catching up with you and it's just a little bit overwhelming, or you know, you may be having like it feels like your logical mind, you know, it's the thoughts that, you know, were just little seedlings back then are really starting to sprout. And you're like, okay, this thought is done cooking. And I find myself in a position in life where there's so much changing around me so quickly. I may have dug a little bit too deep here. You know, it's that sort of vibration, it's that sort of concern and energy. So if you're dealing with that right now, this is definitely your reading. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, so these changes could particularly involve family or romantic relationships, children, or like your overall sort of emotional happiness. Also, this could be creative projects as well, or getting into some sort of creative or business partnership with someone. So there could be a lot of factors involved there. So with the Ten of Cups in reverse, you know, complicating factors where it's like perhaps we should have moved very slowly, but instead I did the opposite, or they did the opposite, or we did the opposite and moved very quickly. That's sort of what I'm seeing here. Emotional changes are occurring in your life right now, or there's some form of like emotional transition that needs to be finalized or settled a little bit, become more stable, more secure. But instead of giving the relationship or the new opportunity or the project time to settle, you really jumped the gun and we're moving quite quickly. I don't know what I'm talking about, by the way. So leave a comment down below if you want to inform me on what this is. But you don't have to, of course. We have the Moon in reverse. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys now suddenly find yourself really, really wondering if things are moving too quickly, or if you've gotten yourself in over your head, like in too deep. It reminds me of that song by Sum 41, 'cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up in my head instead of going under, you know, so hang in there, guys. Hang in there. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have Death and Rebirth in reverse. Okay. I am wondering if you are concerned about the longevity of a relationship or of a situation because the building of the foundation may be very rushed or may be very chaotic. So I am seeing that fear in the back of your mind, like, what if this does not last? Another thing that I am seeing here, you know what it feels like? It just feels like you've started something really big when there were elements of the past that were not fully like had their closure or really settled or had the time to settle. You know, it's like you finished one thing or someone finished one thing, and before they could really fully close that chapter, they jumped right into a new chapter. That's sort of what the energies are feeling like this week. And you know, you may have been fine with that as it was happening, but for some reason this week, or at the time that you're watching this, your brain is like really catching up to it, you know, is really catching up to all of the changes that have been taking place in your life. And now all of a sudden it can create a little bit of emotional confusion, because a part of you may still long for and crave the past, or maybe mourning and processing the emotions with the past, whatever that means, ending. while you're in the midst of trying to grow and develop something new, something else. And that something new, that something else may have felt a little rushed, or maybe you jumped into it really soon, really early, but you're already in it now. So it's like, well, what do I do? How do I move forward? This is a really specific reading, guys. I am so lost. I'm not a Leo, so I don't know what we're talking about here. But we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, right underneath that 10 of Cups in reverse. And again, the Seven of Cups reverse, this is especially with the Moon in reverse, this is a message of like almost emotional confusion on what to do and how to move forward, because there's just a lot going on, a lot just on your plate right now. Like you still have your feelings towards the past, or connections to the past, or someone who's, a deep partner of yours, whether that's business, romantic, or otherwise, may still have their connections to the past that they are figuring out. And on top of that, you have this present moment and all of your responsibilities. And then on top of that, you have this whole future that you may be planning for and developing. It's a lot. It's a lot. And some of you may not know necessarily what to do or how to move forward or anything. So it could be confusing. Two of Cups in reverse. Yes. I didn't want to say it, but I mean, Two of Cups is coming out in reverse now. For some of you guys watching, I am wondering if you got out of a relationship, or some big relationships in your life have ended, such as a friend moving away, or a breakup, or disowning a family member, or something like that, or even a death. And you're still processing that, but I'm wondering if in the heat of the moment, you jumped into something new and really poured yourself into it. Or this could be a story of someone in your life where it's like they jumped into a relationship with you and they're really pouring into you, but they haven't fully, like it was too quick almost, So there could be some fears, some worries here that this is not going to last. I'm not saying or predicting that it's not going to last. It could be amazing. It's just a lot to take on, and a lot, you're gonna have to handle this with an extreme amount of finesse, is what I'll say to that. Okay, Two of Cups in reverse next to that Seven of Cups reverse. There could also be some fears here of like, well, is this even healthy? The way we went about this perhaps was not the healthiest. Even if our heart and mind was in the right place, perhaps the way we went about it was not healthy. Hence, why it's now at this critical position, or there's a lot of, thinking and worrying about this thing. Something was rushed here. Something beautiful that did and probably still does have some potential to last a long time. It may have been rushed. And I'm wondering, for some of you, is this a pattern that you fall into quite a bit? Or is this a pattern that somebody else in your life falls into quite a bit, where they rush into something before fully processing and letting go of other things that they should process and let go of, and instead they just sort of move all of their deep emotions from that thing and pin it onto the next person or the next project or something like that, never fully processing. These are all things that are coming through in your reading. There's a lot on your mind, a lot on your heart, a lot on your plate, a lot has been rushed. And there's still a lot from the past that needs dealing with, processing. This is definitely a week of emotional processing. And we saw that for Aries as well. So this could very much be a fire sign thing this week. So this is the week of intense emotional processing. And I'm going to give you the same advice that came through an Aries reading, which is to find your center. There will be some answers trying to come forward for you this week. The energies feel emotionally chaotic. Okay, I'm not going to even lie to you. It just feels like, how am I going to navigate the emotional changes that are taking place in my life? Okay, give yourself, if I had to give one piece of advice to Leo, it would be try to maximize the amount of time. Okay, time is on your side. If you can somehow delay decisions or give yourself more time to process and think, or, just take more time and space for yourself, I would highly recommend doing that. Okay, Give yourself the time and space if you can. If you can't, just try your best. Okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this week ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonates down below, and subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. Bye-bye.